Another accident on Sunderweg Curve shut down State Road 56 this morning. More on what happened, plus local plans for Indiana's 200th birthday celebration are now taking shape, and Purdue Extension educator Jan Dugan is tonight's guest on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin tonight with yet another bad accident at Sunderweg Curve east of Hayesville. Just after 8 o'clock this morning, Indiana State Police say a blue pickup truck was headed westbound along State Road 56 near the curve when the driver looked back to see if a trash can that was being hauled in the truck's bed was still there. State Police say this caused the driver to go left of center. When the driver turned his attention back to the road, he saw a semi coming towards him headed eastbound. The pickup truck driver then swerved to miss the semi but could not, and the two vehicles collided head-on. The pickup truck then went off of the south side of the road before coming to rest. The semi came to rest in the middle of the roadway. State Police Trooper Brock Werney says the incident serves as a reminder to folks to pay attention to the road while driving.
They are driving distracted. They need to pay attention to the roadways, pay attention to their surroundings, and be more or less a defensive driver.
Both vehicles sustained heavy damage in this crash. State Road 56 was closed in the area for more than an hour this morning while the accident scene was being cleaned up. The DuBois County Sheriff's Department, Hayesville First Responders, and Memorial Hospital EMS also assisted. The town of Ferdinand is continuing to move forward with restarting its Economic Development Commission. Last night, the Ferdinand Town Council approved Dan Colligan as the first appointment to the commission. Colligan also serves on the town's Plan Commission. Now, Colligan is the town council's appointment to the commission. The commission will be made up of 3 people in all. The second person will be appointed by Town Council President Ken Seacard, and the third appointment will have to be approved by the DuBois County Council, though the town will recommend a person to fill that seat. The commission is being restarted in the wake of a recent proposal by Brad Brosmer with Promising Properties. Brosmer is seeking a residential tax abatement from the town to add apartments onto a complex he owns in the 600 block of 9th Street. Seacard says though the commission is coming back primarily for this project, it will also be a useful group into the future.
We're looking to what can the town do to help developers come in and either put out residential single housing homes or duplexes or even maybe some more apartments to help the town grow. And so this is kind of our early grounds to sit there and see what's going to happen and what can we do and how's it going to affect everyone. And we'll use this as our trial period, and then hopefully we can grow on that as other developers come in.
On a related note, the council approved new easements for the land around Brosmer's apartment complex. They also approved taking a 20-foot wide right-of-way area as town property to eliminate tax burdens on Brosmer. In other business, the council discussed its budget for 2015. This year's assessed value for the town came in at more than $89,500,000. The advertised tax rate will be 76 cents per $100 of assessed value, though the actual rate will likely wind up lower. Seacard says the town has to continue to be smart in how it spends money. He says town supervisors did just that in their 2015 department budgets.
For the 2015 budget, we went in knowing that we could not basically spend a whole lot more than what we did last year. Our supervisors came in with some very realistic budgets based upon what they earned and how they did things. We went into it, and Bev has told us that we are very close. In other words, we're not in excess, so we're close to a balanced budget.
A public hearing on the budget is set for next month's council meeting. The hearing begins at 7:30 p.m. on September 9th. Jasper-based Kimball International has announced another new appointment to its board of directors. Patrick "Pat" Connolly's appointment was announced during yesterday's regular board meeting. Connolly's selection comes after an extensive national search in partnership with Chicago-based firm Cook Associates Incorporated. Connolly has more than 30 years of experience in executive management and sales leadership. He currently serves as Chief Operating Officer for Sodexo North America, along with President of Sodexo Healthcare. Those companies are based in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Sodexo North America has generated revenues of $9 billion and delivers on-site services in several different sectors like corporate, education, and government. In a news release, Kimball Board Chairman Douglas Habig says Connolly has played a big role in Sodexo's transformation into a global markets-focused business. He says that experience will help Kimball as the company looks to expand its market presence both domestically and internationally. Company officials also say Connolly's appointment will enhance the strategic skill set of the board in light of several retirements and the planned spinoff of the company's electronic manufacturing services segment later this year. The board also announced the company's quarterly dividend yesterday. That's set at 5 cents per share for Class B common stock and 4.5 cents per share for Class A common stock. That will be payable on October 15th to shareholders of record as of September 25th.
Cats in our community than there are with pot-bellied pigs. This is a good time to say, this is where we draw the line. This is the rule. We have specific rules for a pot-bellied.
Now, the new ordinance was designed following questions raised after a family who has a pot-bellied pig approached the council. The family wanted to keep the pig as a pet and raised additional issues with animal control in the city. The previous ordinance did not allow for pot-bellied pigs to be kept, though they have become popular pets nationwide in recent years. Now, pot-bellied pigs are not aggressive animals by nature. They also are not used as food. The animals have most often been used as pets in nursing homes and for children with disabilities. That's partially due to the animal's quiet and non-aggressive disposition. The new ordinance does have some restrictions on pot-bellied pigs, however. The pig cannot weigh more than 150 pounds, cannot be kept outside permanently, has to be kept in a clean environment, and it must be registered with city code enforcement. The animals will also have to have yearly vaccinations and medical checkups. Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spenner says the new ordinance will provide clarity for animal control in the city.
The discussion was one that was focused on not only this particular issue, but also on animal control in general in our city. And I believe as a result of this process, we're going to come out with a much stronger animal control ordinance applicable to many other areas in addition to the issue of the pot-bellied pig itself.
The dissenting votes came from Councilman Alex Blackgrove and Steve McFerrin. Blackgrove expressed his concern that the provision allowing pot-bellied pigs into the city could be abused. Meanwhile, McFerrin was concerned with how the city would enforce the ordinance. On the other side, Councilman Glenn Kissling was among those in favor of the new ordinance. He specifically pushed to have the pigs kept indoors and also talked about his concerns about government telling folks what they can and can't have in their homes. Amy Lair was also among those on the council in favor. A final reading of the ordinance is set to take place at the council's next meeting on August 28th. Well, we're approaching the Indiana Bicentennial, but the Indiana Historical Society is already hard at work getting prepared. Earlier today, the local History Services branch of the Society hosted a brown bag luncheon for folks across our viewing area to submit their ideas for the celebration. The event was held at the Du Bois County Museum and drew a fairly large crowd, including several folks from surrounding counties. Now, today's luncheon is one of 5 being held across the state this year. 5 more will be held next year. Stacy Klingler is the director of the local History Services branch. She says the luncheons are aimed at getting people excited about the state's bicentennial. She also says southwestern Indiana has played a big role in the state's history.
We hope that everybody across Indiana gets excited about celebrating the bicentennial. Southwestern Indiana obviously is one of the areas that was settled early on and so has great stories to tell. Every county and every town has something that they can share related to the bicentennial. Even if they didn't exist, they can think about what it means to be a Hoosier, what it means to have chosen this particular place, the resources that their area provides, and also use the bicentennial to think about the future and what they want the next Indiana to be.
Klingler says the Indiana Historical Society wants the bicentennial to be more of a reflective time. She says folks should remember what it means to be a Hoosier and what the state wants to be going forward. Now, the luncheons aren't the only event the Historical Society is doing to get people ready for the bicentennial. Other events will include the Indiana Bicentennial Train. That train actually will be stopping in Jasper for rides on September 25th through the 27th. Local ideas for celebration included a group of Abraham Lincoln and Mary Todd actors and actresses who are coming to Spencer County, along with various celebrations in English over in Crawford County. The Indiana House of Representatives State House Chamber and Committee rooms are getting a $750,000 upgrade that includes new leather chairs from a local manufacturer. The improvements include new carpeting throughout the chamber, improved digital cables, and 127 new leather chairs. The chairs were bought from Jasper-based Indiana Furniture Company for $760 apiece. House staff has allocated $338,000 so far for upgrades to the House chambers and committee rooms. Roughly $130,000 of that has been spent thus far this summer. Republican House staff said they are selling the old chairs to earn back some of that money. Office upgrades at the State House have been a political sticking point for some. Republicans questioned Democratic Schools Superintendent Glenda Ritz's decision to spend $86,000 on improvements to her offices last year. Finally this evening, the government is now predicting that Indiana and the nation will have bumper crops of corn and soybeans for the second straight year, further holding down prices paid to farmers. The National Agricultural Statistics Service report released yesterday says both total production and average yields per acre nationally for corn and soybeans could set records. The report says Indiana farmers are on track to harvest 1.04 billion bushels of corn, surpassing last year's record of 1.03 billion. Nationwide, farmers are projected to produce a record 14 billion bushels of corn. Meanwhile, Indiana's soybean crop could reach nearly 280 million bushels, up from 265 million a year ago. Farmers nationwide could come up with 3.8 billion bushels of soybeans. Purdue University Agriculture Dean Jay Ackerich says good weather across the nation has provided almost ideal growing conditions for all farmers. All right, coming up after the break, your local forecast, sports with Kurt Guxell, and Inform with Jan Dugan. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.